Being an artist is pain. It's the most suffering, worst thing that you can ever put yourself through. And albeit, while in the end, it's a pretty great career path. In the end, yeah, once you finally make a name for yourself in the community, it's pretty simple. When you make your name for yourself in the art community, it's actually pretty fun, but the grind to get there is pretty painful. And you can say that for anything you do, such as YouTube or music, but the thing about those two things is there are shorter ways to get to the end goal. And with art, there is no shortcut. It's just practice 100% of the time and work constantly until you get a little bit of success. Again, art really takes skill and it takes practice and it takes real learning. Other things like YouTube and music, you can within 6 months get somewhere that maybe the pros are at. So if you chose this career path for yourself, my brother, I'm sorry. And also, in addition, thank you for your service because you're doing something good for the community. But in today's video, we're going to get into why I say that being an artist is pain. Well, first, you have to really practice this skill every single day. If not, you're going to start to lose the progress that you made over the couple months that you started drawing. Again, art is a skill. If you don't polish that skill, it'll dull over time. And to really get good at it, it takes years. You won't be good in your first year at drawing anything. Trust me, it will just be an experimental phase when you're learning how to do certain things, maybe learning a little bit about shading, maybe learning a little bit how to structure and put things into simple shapes, that way you can draw more complex structures. But you'll probably be nowhere near the best or how the best look. While there are some rare cases of that happening, like as with PewDiePie, you gotta remember he has all the time in the world to do all of this. And you probably don't. You probably don't have hours and hours on end to sit at home and just draw. To even get to the point where PewDiePie is in his art journey, it's probably gonna take you well over more than a year to even get to that progress. Yeah, you're gonna spend a long time trying to do something that your mind thinks it can do, but your hand just can't seem to figure out. So yeah, just to simple it down, getting good at art is just really hard because it's not something that happens overnight, obviously. So if you thought about getting into art but you don't have time, you may want to rethink your career path. And that brings me to my next point, is time. I kind of already went over it in my last point a little bit, but just to break it down even further, let's not think about the time that you're going to be using to get better at your craft. Let's think about the time it's going to take for you to create your craft. Now, to really sit down and draw and make sure it is the best artwork you can possibly draw, it's probably going to take a couple hours. You're looking at 2 to 3 hours on average just for one piece. Yes, just for one piece of art is going to take you over 2 to 3 hours and maybe even more depending on the level of detail you're going into. And you probably might be thinking, man, that's not too bad. I probably got 2 or 3 hours to put in every now and again. Yeah, that's the problem. You're going to want to be doing this every single day. Again, if you didn't hear me, yeah, you're going to be working on these 2 to 3 hour pieces every single day. And the reason being why that is because if you're an artist, you need to be pushing out art as much as possible. And the people that are really wanting to come up and actually gaining from what they're doing, they're posting every day. Meaning if you're posting every once in a while and every now and again, your art probably needs to be at that top level quality and people already somewhat know you, or you need to outwork these people around you. That way your brand or whatever you're building has a chance to see the light of day, because if you're not doing this every day, you're not getting anywhere. So if you're ready to slave 2 to 3 hours every single day dedicated to the arts, go right ahead and be an artist, man. I'm applauding you. You can do it. But man, is it gonna suck? Yeah, it is. It is. Trust me, it is. And then, just not to drag this out too long, I'm on to my final point of why being an artist is pain. The last reason being is, no matter how long you actually spend on these pieces or how long it took you to create this big collage of whatever you made, that is not guaranteed that you're gonna get an audience. Nor does it guarantee people are gonna even drop a like on what you drew. And then all that combined with, you never know if these places that you're posting on are gonna push you into the algorithm and show you to anyone at all. If anything, the places that you're probably posting still don't know what you post and are probably keeping you a little bit shadow banned to fill you out a bit. So basically in the art world, time you put into an art piece does not equal audience, or it doesn't equal monetary gain. It more so equals more practice. Because with every drawing you're doing, you're basically improving your art skills and getting better at what you want to do. But not only is art about what you want to do, sometimes you gotta do what the audience wants to see. And they'll probably go against what you've been wanting to do from the start. If you want to start drawing rocks and the people say they want to see birds and you get more attention because you drew birds before and they got more likes from it, you might want to have to draw a couple more birds before you start drawing rocks again. Trust me, the art world is not for the weak at all. If you're not pouring your heart out in every piece, if you're not trying your best, if you're not trying to upload as much as possible, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna make it. And I know you may not want to do this, but the biggest thing that you can do right now in the art world is probably draw fan art, or just draw something that people like to see, like a character from a video game or a character from a movie, anything that is already built upon its own audience. You have to draw something with its own audience already, so you drag them in and show them you. Because if you're drawing OCs, who is gonna latch onto that? Like, who is that made for? The OCs you made are more because you wanted to make them, not because other people are looking for your OC specifically. No one looks for OCs. And with that being said, man, I hope you find a way to slither your way in the art community, because man, it is a tough world to grow. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and end the video right there. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you didn't, you already know what you're gonna do. Subscribe if you're new, because I need the help. So go ahead and just hit that button at the bottom, and yeah, support and all that.